What's up, everybody? So, in this episode, we're going to do our 2022 NFC North, the cold North. That was cheesy. We're going to do our NFC North draft grades for the 2022 NFL draft. Folks, I'm so excited. I'm going to kick off this episode with the Detroit Lions. They're going to go Chicago Bears. Also, as well, I had two people who I interviewed on this show who just got drafted to the Minnesota Vikings. We're going to talk about that. Then, of course, we'll finish off the episode with the Green Bay Packers. So, anywho, we're going to get right into it. I'm going to share my screen, and let's talk about how every team did, and you're also going to get my grade while we're at it. Here we go. Let's start off with the Detroit Lions. Here we go. As you see here, their top needs going into this draft are going to be the quarterback position. As we all know, Jared Goff is not the long-term solution. Then we have the D-line, and we have the cornerback position, okay? Let's scroll down and see what they got. Aiden Hutchinson. I love this pick, the hometown kid, and he's really happy to be a Detroit Lion, unlike Mr. Jameson Wilson. I don't want to say that because maybe he was upset. Maybe somebody said something to him. But when Jameson Williams got drafted, it wasn't the same reaction that Aiden Hutchinson got. I don't know. A lot of people joked about online, like, man, Detroit's a crappy city. But I personally think Detroit is a Midwestern gem, much like a Cincinnati, much like a Columbus, Ohio, Chicago, Illinois. Look, every city has its good and bad parts, but overall, man, I mean, we don't know the full story, but I did notice that. I noticed there wasn't a big smile on his face. You're about to be a millionaire, my man. But anywho, maybe we'll get the full story one day. Aiden Hutchinson, I love this pick. The best edge rusher possibly in this entire draft. We'll see, right? Because, you got Trayvon Walker, you got Kayvon Thibodeau and a few other guys. So love that pickup. Jameson Williams, wide receiver, Alabama. That's wide receiver university. Depending who you talk to, Jameson Williams might be the best wide receiver in this whole draft, depending who you talk to. I've heard people say Jahan Dotson. I've heard people say Olave, Chris Olave. But I love this. Jameson Williams, great pickup. Then you have Joshua Paschal. Forgive me if I'm saying his name wrong. Defensive end, Kentucky. We have Kirby Joseph, safety from Illinois. Man, I love this pickup. Real quickly, he'll be the person that I click on their profile. So let's see what they got. Kirby Joseph. And I'm pulling up his stats right now as we speak. Let's take a quick gander and let's see why they took him. They chose him. Joseph Kirby. All right. Hometown Orlando, Florida, baby. That's where I'm at right now. 6'1", 203 pounds. We didn't get a 40-yard dash, 18 bench press. That's really good for a safety. Crappy if you're in the trenches. But if you're a safety, man, you can hold your own. But for whatever reason, he didn't do the 40. Great height, great size. Let's look at some of his strengths. Movements are fluid and athletic in space. That's really good, right? Able to gain depth quickly with his back pedal. Reasonable responses to route combinations. Let me see here. Patience to prevent open field cutbacks. This is huge. There's a lot of good receivers in this division, man. I like that a lot. And then here are some weaknesses about him. You could pause the screen. I'm not going to go over every single one, but yeah, that is Mr. Joseph, Kirby Joseph. Now this draft gets better for the Detroit Lions. And look, I know they've sucked for a long time. Detroit has been bad for a long time, but nothing that's bad will last forever. Now we're going to get to the Bears next, then Vikings, then Packers, if you're watching this episode. But let's see here. James Mitchell, tight end, Virginia Tech, one of the best tight ends in this year's draft, y'all. This is a freaking fantastic pickup here. Malcolm Rodriguez, Oklahoma State. This dude is fast. He's fast, man. And for round 6, for him to fall to that, I said this before the draft, y'all. There's going to be really good players fall towards the end. They say like round 6 and 7. And look, James Houston, edge rusher. We're going to talk about him in just a sec. But like round 6 and 7, those are more your projects, right? Those are more your people who, they're pretty much going to make the team, but, they may not be your day one starters. Rounds 2, 3, 4, and 5, that's where you really build your team. Round 1 is for your superstars, right? But anywho, speaking of superstars, James freaking Houston from Jackson State University. Shout out to all the HBCUs. I did, just as I mentioned, I interviewed 2 Vikings on this pre-draft, right? I interviewed 3 people: Al Young, Warren Newman the third, and then also as well CJ Holmes, all from Jackson State University. I had them here on this show, so check out those interviews. I don't mean to go off topic or anything, but man, we talked about James Houston, his own teammates. You know, I've was literally kind of like an insider a little bit this year to an extent, but I love this pickup, man. This dude is a sack machine, tackle for loss machine. At one point in time, he played for University of Florida, and you know, it's always a stacked roster over there. So he transferred out to go play with Coach Prime, play for Coach Prime. I love this. Chase Lucas, cornerback. All right, folks, I'm going to be really brief here. I love this draft. I love it, love it, love it, love it. I'm going to give it an A-. I'm going to give it an A-. I would have liked to take and see another O lineman here, maybe perhaps, you know, in replacement of Joshua Pascal. But they beefed up that defense. Nice, man. I mean, it's a lot of, I mean, you got a number 1 receiver potentially in Jamison Williams, man. Great freaking pickup. They're going to have one of the better receiver cores in this year in the NFL. So I love it. I love what I see. A- is what I give the Detroit Lions. Folks, let's move on to the Chicago Bears. The Bears. All right, so top needs are O-line, cornerback, wide receiver. Oh, this O-line. Let's see how they did, y'all. They went cornerback first round, or excuse me, second round. They didn't have a first round this year, excuse me. Kyle Gordon, cornerback, Washington. Love it. That's nice. You want to build up your secondary. Jaquan Brisker, safety, Penn State. Velas Jones, wide receiver, Tennessee. Braxton Jones, offensive tackle, Southern Utah State. This dude is a beast. If this wasn't such a stacked draft in other positions, I could have easily seen him going in the 3rd round, but I like this for him. Then we have edge rusher from Ohio, Dominique Robinson. Zach Thomas, guard, San Diego State. This dude's supposed to be really good. Treston Ebner, running back, Baylor. Doug Kramer, center, Illinois. Round 7, Jatir Carter. That's guard, Southern. Again, another HBCU guy for y'all. Elijah Hicks, defensive back, California. And Trenton Gill, punter, NC State. He's pretty good. This is a nice pickup for them. But folks, let's talk about it. I would have liked to see, you know, these first 2 rounds, O-line. You have a quarterback, man, who could potentially be so electric that he shocks every team he plays against and shocks the world. You know, Mr. Fields, I want to see him do well. I want to see him be successful. I want to see him properly develop. You can't do that if he's out there running for his life, man. So yes, they did get O-line, but it was later in the draft, right? Braxton Jones is potentially going to be a day 1 starter. I like that. Zach Thomas, I could see him getting in the lineup. He'll be competing for a starting role. You know, but then you go up here, and again, Kyle Gordon is a nice pickup. So I don't mind them taking Kyle Gordon, but I mean, dude, look, you got these 2 guys, round 2, pick 16, round 3, pick 7. I'll get an O-line, man. So overall, it was okay, but man, I'm gonna give this a solid C. C is in Charlie. A lot of areas of opportunity. Chicago, man. I mean, dude, the Green Bay Packers are, I don't want to say dethroned because Aaron Rodgers is still going to do Aaron Rodgers type things, man. But man, you want to, I mean, obviously, yeah, you want to have a good secondary. You playing against a guy like that and some of these other teams, you know, Kirk Cousins and whatnot over in the Vikings. But they get a solid C, man. I would have thought they would have went O-line a lot more sooner, but that's what I got them as. Moving on to the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota Vikings, y'all. Let's see what they got. So coming to this draft, they need a D-line, a cornerback, and a tight end. Okay. I will say that the re-signing of Patrick Peterson filled the Vikings' most glaring hole. Oh boy, I could not agree with that statement enough. But let's see. Round 1, pick 32. I did not see this, but they got a safety from Georgia, Lewis Cine. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. A lot of y'all are not crazy about this pick. Let's pull up his stats. Let's see if there's anything that jumps off the chart. There are some really good picks, though, here, y'all. So I know a lot of Viking fans. I interact with you on Facebook, Twitter. Look, I'm a part of pretty much every Facebook group of every single team in the NFL. So I try to really keep my ears to these NFL streets. You know what I'm saying? But Lewisine, let's see what we got. 6'2" safety, nice height, love that already. 199 pounds, got some weight behind him. I like that. That's why you got 4.37 40 safety. I love it. I love fast safeties. That's awesome. Okay. Oh, and it's Seen. Okay. That's how you pronounce his name. And he was a top 50 recruit nationally back in high school. Got defensive player of the year as a junior. Let's take a see what we got here. Plays with an NFL caliber demeanor. You don't see this on too many pros. You don't. You don't see that on too many pros. So I like that a lot. Runs alley with inherent to deliver a message. Can galvanize a defense with his hitting. I like that right there. I'm not going to read every single one, but y'all can pause the screen and take and read these here. Sorry for this commercial down here. I'm trying to get this off my dang screen. Weakness, average size and play strength, can improve eye balance and coverage, loses his leverage and coverage at times. All right, so there's some coverage issues, man, but this is nice. I like that he's going to be a good filler there for that backup. So y'all listen, the end of round one is basically round two. This is not, I would say this guy is definitely a round two, early round three player, but maybe they could even got him there, right? But not a bad pickup, man. I'm not mad at this pickup. Then we got a Caleb Evans, cornerback. Oh, I skipped a few people, excuse me. Round two, pick 10, we got Andrew Booth, cornerback, Clemson, beefing up that secondary once again. Nice pickup here, man. It's potentially a top 5 cornerback in this year's draft. I like that pickup. We got a guard, LSU, Ed Ingram. I like it. Then we got Brian Asamoah, who I actually had on the show. I interviewed Brian Asamoah, man. If you saw when he got drafted, he had tears running down his face. Dude is electric. He is a hybrid linebacker. He could get you inside, open field tackler, but he could also guard a wide receivers, man. This was a defensive heavy draft, y'all. I love this. I love it, love it, love it, love it. Let's continue on. We got a Caleb Evans, cornerback, Missouri, Asezi Otomiwu, defensive end, Minnesota, Ty Chandler, running back, North Carolina, Vidarian Lowe, offensive tackle, Illinois, Jalen Naylor, Michigan State, my man. I had Jalen on the show. I actually got to interview him. This dude is one of the best deep threats in the entire draft. I'm going to say that again. He's one of the best deep threat receivers in this entire NFL draft. He fell to round 6. Great freaking pickup. Had some issues with staying healthy, but man, Jalen Naylor is that dude. He got a kind of a cocky swagger to him too. Check out my interview with him, y'all. It went really well. Then we got Nick Muse, tight end, South Carolina. This again, the guy should have went probably 5th round here. Real nice pickup there. This was a deep tight end draft, y'all. So you see guys falling all the way down. I mean, that's okay. It's normal. I like this. I like this draft a lot. I'm going to take and give it a solid B for the Minnesota Vikings. Solid B is in Bravo. So I feel a lot of holes. They beefed up the O-line. They got O-linemen early on. They beefed up the secondary. Look, safety, cornerback, linebacker, DN. I mean, DN's not secondary, but dude, I love this. And then they got a receiver who dang sure should have went in the 3rd round. At least, yet alone the 6th round. Everybody's talking about how Nakobe Dean took and slid. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I saw that just like y'all did. But man, my man took and fell all the way to round 6. So I give it a solid B. Not too many people pop out big time. Not a whole lot of big names. That's okay. But they drafted back. They traded back, I think 2 or 3 times in this year's draft. So, but you get solid B. So let's finish this episode off with the Green Bay Packers. Packers. Every time I do a Packers video, y'all know I cover the whole NFL. They don't show me no love, man. I don't know why, man. I try to show these guys love and make videos covering their team, and they ain't showing it back, man. But anywho, top needs: wide receiver, linebacker, O-line. Let's check this out. Quay Walker, linebacker, Georgia. This was a reach. This was a reach, y'all. They could have got him later, man. They possibly could have got him, mid-second. But Not a bad pickup, man. They beefed up that defense big time. Devontae Wyatt. I love this pick, dude. This dude was a potentially a top 20 pick. Devontae Wyatt, Georgia, D tackle. I love it. One of the best interior D linemen in this entire year's draft. I got to say, this is one of the best defenses I've ever seen of a college team ever. I mean, they probably could have beat the Jets last year, the Georgia Bulldogs, if they played them. You know what I mean? Like, really good team. Ooh, excuse me. Christian Watson, one of the better deep threats in this year's draft. North Dakota State. He's going to take and replace, I would say, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. You can't replace Devontae Adams. I mean, you can, right? Anything's possible. But Christian Watson, man, he's going to catch some touchdowns this year. Now, they could have potentially got him maybe in the third round, but this was a deep receiver year. Not deep in the quarterback position, but a deep receiver year, man. I love it. Sean Ryan. I've never seen Ryan spelled that way. Offensive lineman, UCLA. We got Romeo Dubs, wide receiver, Nevada. You know, we got Zach Tom, offensive line, Wake Forest. That's one of my favorite O-linemen this year's draft is Zach Tom. Really good pickup there. Kingsley Enagbare, linebacker, South Carolina. We got Tariq Carpenter, safety, Georgia Tech. We got Jonathan Ford, defensive tackle, Miami. I love that pickup, man. Round 7, baby. Oh, man, it's good. I love to see Miami Hurricane. That was one of my favorite teams growing up, man. So to see them, it's a nice pickup. We got Rasheed Walker, offensive tackle, Penn State, and then Samori Toure. So not bad. They got quite a few receivers. They got Romeo Dubs and Christian Watson. I love the Devontae Wyatt pickup, but I'm going to look through here one more time, man, because I want to be nice, but I'm looking here, y'all, and I'm trying to find redeeming qualities about this. This sucks, man. Like, I'm thinking, man, they're going to draft smart. I mean, these Devontae Wyatt, right? That's a day one starter for me, right? Baller, absolute baller. Quay Walker, he's gonna get out there, you know. I love the Christian Watson. That's probably what him and Devontae Wyatt. I'm gonna give him a generous C- for the Packers. I don't like this. I look here and I'm like, this isn't a Super Bowl team. I know they lost a lot of people and they had a lot of picks. This is a lot of picks, man. You got 4 7-rounders, 2 4th-rounders, 2 1st-rounders. Could have did a lot more with this, man. You could have got I feel like they should have went wide receiver for this first pick. Devontae Wyatt, I'm not mad at that, man. You get him off the board. And then round 2, Christian Watson is right where he should have been. Could have potentially slid to the 3rd round, but Christian Watson is a really nice pickup, y'all. I like this pickup a lot. Beef the O-line, Romeo Dubes, you know. Yeah, and then you have a lot of projects, man, because, again, most of your picks were at the end of the draft. So C-, that's what I give them. But folks, that is my draft north. Comment below. Let me know what you think. If you agree with me, disagree with me. I try to write everybody, even if you just hate my face. I try to write you, man. I appreciate everybody who watches the show, man. You guys are what make the Touchdown with Doug Smith great, man. So God bless you guys. Also, if you want to donate to the channel, Cash App, all that stuff is down below in the description. That helps grow the channel. I want to get some cool neon lights and spruce this thing up a lot, man. We really want to get to some really up the quality of the channel and whatnot. We're getting NFL interviews for y'all, all kinds of cool stuff, NFL draft prospects. We've even had a few like professional analysts on the show. So anywho, have a good night. Subscribe, hit the bell for when new episodes come out, hit that like button, comment, and we'll talk to you next time. God bless. Time to tune in. Now another Sports Center. It's a movement.